A CBS News investigation this summer uncovered a hidden foreign workforce building auto plants across the country. For the first time this morning, an American business owner is speaking out about how the practice hurts American workers. Jim Axelrod is here with how those concerns are being ignored. Jim, good morning.
Good morning. We found hundreds of Eastern European workers on American construction sites, including factories for BMW and Volvo. Now, South Carolina business owners tell CBS News they are being undercut by cheap foreign labor, and they've been trying to put a stop to it for years.
It's good for the customers.
Donna Rao is the CEO of AEC, a company that builds and installs automation equipment from its shop in Greenville, South Carolina, just down the road from dozens of major manufacturing plants.
We're right in the middle of what should be a very successful place for not only us to be, but for other automation companies.
But Rao says jobs that could be done by her 50 local employees are instead going to workers hailing from half a world away.
Our competition is coming in from overseas, from Poland, Romania, Croatia, Italy.
Same work.
Same work.
Same training.
Same training, and in some ways we have better training because we've been doing it longer.
Just a much lower cost.
Much lower cost.
A CBS News investigation this summer discovered hundreds of men from Eastern Europe working for subcontractors on projects in Alabama and Michigan, as well as South Carolina.
What are you doing here?
It's Volvo.
They are paid as little as $10 an hour and brought to the U.S. for 6 months at a time thanks to these visas, which allow foreigners to supervise work but not actually do it themselves, a loophole we found being exploited at the expense of American workers.
It's hard to describe what it's like to sit with an employee and tell them, I have to lay you off, I don't have a job for you, when you know that other people are taking those jobs.
Rao and 4 other South Carolina business executives who declined to speak publicly for fear of being blacklisted told us they've made dozens of complaints like these to state officials starting as far back as 2013. And what have you heard?
We don't want to be upsetting the larger manufacturing companies that are coming in. If we make it hard for them, they won't come.
Does it make sense that a German car company would break ground in Spartanburg, South Carolina and call it home? Over
the past decade, South Carolina has handed out hundreds of millions of dollars in tax incentives to lure foreign manufacturers to the state. In exchange, they create permanent American jobs. But there are no requirements the plants themselves must be built by Americans.
The piece that we're being left out of is during the building of that plant. That's the area that an automation company lives in.
The man who helped secure those deals is South Carolina Secretary of Commerce Bobby Hitt, who worked at BMW for 17 years. Multiple local business owners told us they've complained about foreign workers directly to his office. He declined our request for an interview.
Hey, how you doing?
Good to see you. I wonder if I could ask you a couple of questions.
Well, you have to talk to my communications.
We did. They declined an interview, sir. Why won't you talk to us about this? They say that
I don't know anything about it.
Well, they say they don't have a level playing field here in South Carolina.
Well, I don't know anything about it.
The jobs that are supposed to go to Americans and South Carolinians are going to Romanians and people from the Czech Republic and Poland and Bosnia. Is there merit to what they're saying? That
well, I don't know. I think they would complain to me if there was a problem.
Well, so if we get in touch with your communications director, are you going to set up an interview? Because she declined our request.
Not likely.
Not likely. So did you ever get an interview?
Oh, well, we heard from the communication director after our attempt to talk to the secretary, but it was not exactly to schedule an interview. As for their part, Volvo and BMW tell us that it is actually their subcontractors' responsibility to ensure that their employees are properly and legally permitted to work in the United States.
Mm-hmm. They didn't want to schedule an interview. What did they want? Leave us alone, Jim?
Essentially.
I mean,
you saw the door close.
Yes, but it's one of those moments where it's like, where is the elevator? Believe me, he wanted that elevator to get there.
Really good reporting. I'm glad we followed up on this story.
I am too.
Thank you.